Issue Boy and Guru in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable news for you guys. The launch of Arsenal's 2020-2021 Adidas home kit has been postponed due to the pandemic. It was originally scheduled for a late May or early June launch, but is now expected to be released in July with the away kit, while the third kit should drop in August, ladies and gentlemen. So it's going to be huge. It is going to be an unbelievable kind of a situation. But we all know because these kits have already been leaked online, and I've just loved all of them. But most important than that, I think I would really like to see all those kits, after the design. Once they've been, printed and in person, I would want to see them. But more on it, we'll have more on it to discuss. But moving on. It has been very much clear that Edinson Cavani and Thiago Silva will leave Paris Saint-Germain at the end of the season, and it has been confirmed by Paris Saint-Germain that it has been confirmed by Fabrizio Romano. So they both are available on the transfer market. Whoever wants to sign them can sign him, can sign both of them actually. But moving on, I think Arsenal, I just don't want to comment even if Arsenal should go for them or not. But moving on. Arsenal have asked to negotiate, to include actually Justin Kluivert in the negotiations for Henrik Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan is valued at around 20 million and Kluivert at 35 million euros. Roma would therefore receive 15 million euros, that is 13.5 million pounds, in addition to the staying of the attacking midfielder. Well, it's now the possibility is to take Armenian outright for a figure between 12 and 14 million euros. This is because in the meantime, Kluivert could land at Arsenal with the British ready to pay around 35 million euros. Overall, Arsenal would pay 20 million euros and Mkhitaryan for Kluivert. And Arsenal have asked to include that, but let's see. Well, moving on, Bird Leno has spoken up about the whole motivational thing, who exactly looks up to him. He says, "Kids look up to us. We are idols for so many people. As Arsenal, we need to show our support. It doesn't matter if you're white, black, or whatever religion you belong. It's a sad reality in 2020 to be talking about this, but we have to keep pushing." Well, we do have to. I personally used to think that when we racism is all bullshit when you talk about in 2020, because it has been so many years and these things should not exist. But not speaking about it, not speaking against it, not pointing it out would be the worst mistake that we could do. Whenever a situation in football arises in whichever part of the league, I always raise that point on my platform, on my podcast, or whatever I speak about. I always try to do that, and I try to shame those people who are actually involved in it, and I think that should be done. That should be done. Well, moving on. Well, this is the new boots of Aubameyang, who will be wearing when the Premier League returns. More images to follow. Well, moving on. Breaking from David Ornstein, 2 positive from 2 clubs. That is from a total of 1,200 tests in round 8 of Premier League COVID-19 testings. Now, total 16 tests have been positive from 8,687 tests. So this has been an unbelievable thing. Well, moving on. Well, Edinson Cavani, 33 years of age, has been linked with Atletico Madrid and River Plate in Argentina, while the 35-year-old Thiago Silva is been set to depart after 8 years at Parc des Princes. And the Brazilian defender has been linked with a free transfer to Arsenal in recent weeks, with doubts arising over David Luiz's future. Edinson Cavani and Thiago Silva will leave, and let's see. That is according to their sporting director Leonardo. Well, moving on. Well, these are the official images. You can see in the Nike Mercurial Vapor 360 Euphoria mode, champagne gold, which Aubameyang is expected to wear against Manchester City on Wednesday. It is a thing of beauty. I mean, whoever creates this is unbelievably beautiful. Well, moving on. Arsenal are willing to sell Ainsley Maitland-Niles to bring in funds for new faces. But Arsenal want a staggering £20 million. Well, Arsenal need the cash to put together an improved contract offer for skipper and strike star Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang or find his replacement. They are keen on Celtic's French striker Odsonne Edouard, but his valuation is around £13 million. So either option will be difficult to obtain. And also, Emil Smith-Rowe is fancied by a few, but it would take a big offer to shift the 19-year-old prospect who has been on loan at Huddersfield this season. Arsenal need the cash to put together an improved contract offer for skipper and star striker Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Emiliano Martinez, if he moves on, Fraser Foster is a candidate to provide backup to Bird Leno alongside young keeper Matt Macey. Former England international Foster, who's now 32 years of age, has fallen completely out of favour at St Mary's, but a successful spell on loan at former club Celtic, which included some eye-catching displays in the Europa League, have put him back on the radar of Arsenal and other clubs, so he could replace none other than Emiliano Martinez, who believes to go back to Argentina for his future. Well, moving on, Arsenal are offering a contract to PSG centre-back Tonga Kwasi, but his agent is pushing for a move to Bayern Munich. The player will make a decision on his future imminently because the club Tonga Kwasi set to join is not yet known, but it is not either RB Leipzig or Milan. He will join a club that will offer him a stable environment. So Arsenal are looking him as a future prospect for Arsenal's defence. Well, moving on. Arsenal wonder kid, he agrees in a new Arsenal deal after Gunners beat Chelsea and Liverpool to his signature. Marcelo Flores has signed scholarship terms with Arsenal. Highly rated Arsenal prospect Marcelo Flores has signed scholarship terms with the Gunners after an impressive start to his fledgling career in North London. Flores joined from Ipswich in March 2019 and at just 16 years of age has already carved out a role for himself in Ken Gillard's under-18 side, for whom he has made 5 appearances in the league and FA Youth Cup. In his early appearances for Arsenal's under-16s, he caught the eye particularly at the prestigious Istria Youth Cup, where the Gunners finished third. The Mexican youngster, number 10 by trade, who is adept on either flank, was also called up to his country's under-18s earlier this year as he continues to progress beyond measure. Writing on his Instagram, Flores said he had, this is what he said, had a really fun football season, adding that he can't wait to start full-time next year. Though neither club nor player have officially announced the deal, but it is understood that Flores has signed scholarship terms, and that is huge for Arsenal. The future prospects are always welcomed, and it is always the youngsters that you can expect energy and new vigor. Well, moving on. Arsene Wenger on calls for him to replace the retired Sir Chips Keswick as Arsenal chairman. He said, the candidate says there is no candidate. More on it, keep watching. Well, talking about it, also Nedved has spoken about on him being linked with Arsenal. He says, it shows you're working hard and doing the right things as a player. It is flattering, but I just concentrate on trying to play well for Celtic. That's what I am focused on at the moment. Well, that's really great. And Arsene Wenger has spoken about the pandemic situation. He says, I would say the pandemic has made the weak clubs weaker and strong clubs stronger. It's made us realize what is taken for granted can be interrupted by at any moment and realize we could live without it. It's a very important part in our lives, but health came first. That's really huge from the ex-boss. Well, moving on. Mikel Arteta has opened up about why he loves Arsenal. What is exactly unique about Arsenal? He says, I was always an admirer of the club since I was young. I always admired the style of play and what they were transmitting. When Arsene gave me the opportunity, it was the highlight. Since then, I became in love with the club. I have very strong feelings, and that's really what we want to hear from your gaffer. You definitely want to. Aubameyang has finally opened up about his future. Finally, he has actually, said some words which would really set back a lot of Arsenal fans. If you guys have a heavy heart, if you guys have a really, really weak heart, do not listen to what exactly I would want to say. But it is pretty much clear that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, I believe, it could be something else. Make what you want about whatever he said. But I believe Aubameyang's time at Arsenal is definitely over. Aubameyang says, Arsenal have the keys to my overtime. It will surely be the most important choice of my career. But for the moment, nothing has been decided. Of course, I want to win titles. Every player that is a competitor wants to win titles. Everyone will then ask the question if you would like to win at Arsenal or win elsewhere. But I want to win titles. That is clear and everybody knows it. I haven't recently received a proposition, but of course there have been discussions with the club. Now this could be something else. This could mean everything but Aubameyang signing a new contract or not, or probably if Arsenal would want him there or not, because I've actually seen a lot of mixed reactions in terms of the fans under this post. The fans have actually mentioned that this is pretty much clear that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang does not. He wants the club to make him feel more important. Now, should Arsenal do that? Well, I think no, they shouldn't do it, because I think the club is by far the most superior amongst if you compare the players and the club. If the club exists, the players will. So it's pretty much clear that I would want Arsenal to look out for any other replacement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. It's not a good situation to have a player who wants to win. See, we want to win. That doesn't make us weak that we don't want to win. We do want to win, but we need to understand that it is a long-term process. You need to have a perfect coach, head coach. You need to have a lot of people who are actually thinking alike in terms of winning. So you need to go and buy winners for your clubs. So you need to understand the players have to step up as well. Well, these were my feelings. Let me know in the comment section if you want Aubameyang to stay or not. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. Well, we are on a mission of reaching 5,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Help us reach that goal by subscribing, and in return you'll get 2 videos about Arsenal, a whole and lot of news that is present on the internet every in all the places which is scattered. I bring it in single video. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers, and don't forget to subscribe.